All right, now let's shift focus to some stories that have been coming in, and this is also coming at a time when yet another attack at the Indian Consulate that has been reported in San Francisco, and condemning that very same incident. The US Congressmen Sri Thanedar, Rich McCormick and Brian Fitzpatrick has now condemned the attack on the Indian Consulate in San Francisco. It was on the 2nd of July when the Indian Consulate in San Francisco was set on fire and was vandalized by a group of Khalistani vandals. And this has been the situation there, as news has been coming in of how even people there, the congressmen, have been condemning this incident, and strict action to be taken. That is the assurance that has been given there, as the United States has been calling it as a criminal offense. Remember, it was pro-Khalistan radicals that set the Indian Consulate in San Francisco on fire, but the damage that was limited, fortunately, and no staffers who were injured. The Indian diplomats also to talk about in Canada are also facing threats ahead of a Khalistan rally. Meanwhile, the US has condemned the vandalism and the attempted arson, including when it comes to congressmen who have been condemning the attack, and has been saying that this is a bid to instill terror, which is unacceptable, as 3 US congressmen have been condemning the violence and slamming the attack that happened on the consulate in San Francisco. So the United States, which has strongly condemned the reported vandalism and attempted arson against the Indian Consulate in San Francisco. This is also coming at a time when reports stated that pro-Khalistan supporters tried to set the Indian Consulate on fire, and this is happening at a time when the United States has been saying that they condemn the arson that has taken place against the Indian Consulate, saying that vandalism or violence against diplomatic facilities of foreign diplomats in the US is a criminal offense. Rishabh.
Well, definitely. The way the first US State Department reacted, and now the congressmen coming forward and condemning the attack on San Francisco Consulate of India showcases that how the American lawmakers as well as the White House believe that any radical element against India gaining ground in US is not good for India-US relationship. And after India had very clearly stated that these radicals, giving space to these radical, outfits won't be good for India, the host country, or the relationship between India and host country, US looks like falling in line. The moment there was an attack on San Francisco, the U.S. State Department came out to condemn it, calling it a horrific criminal act, and now the lawmakers coming out and condemning this showcases that beyond White House, beyond diplomatic ties, the Americans now have started believing in India and how India needs to be acknowledged. And that's the reason that we are hearing it from, these senators and lawmakers, condemnation coming in from them about the attack on consulate.
We've seen that happening there, where the attack on Indian Consulate in San Francisco has happened, and India has also asked its partner countries such as Canada, the UK and also the US not to give space to such extremist Khalistani ideology. It is not good for the relations that happened between those countries there. For the moment, Rishabh, thanks very much for joining in.